In today's video, I will be making a hillbilly posi track out of this 1972 Dodge Dart. And as you can see, the thing has a 7 1/4 in it. So if I were to blow it up or do anything terrible to it, it would not really matter. I have a few videos of this doing a burnout, and it only spins one wheel, of course, you know. Majority of 7 1/4s were just single leggers. And it was all right. It was impressive enough, but I want to see what happens when you have 2 tires this time. I'm getting sick of that one wheel peel. So I will just go ahead and Lincoln lock the poor thing. Try to start her up. See if it still starts. Started up a few months ago, so it's not totally dead. It ought to start right up. I see the annoying little buzzer still works. This will take a minute or two. Yeah, I wanted to get this car up on the lift before the end of the day. Drove pretty well. Died once trying to get it up here, but it's just cold. Trying to get it out of its hole, I had to inflate a tire. Gotta get my car cover back on. Had to smack on these flows right there, needle and seats. Smack them open because it was leaking gas out all over the place. Oh, I'm surprised it didn't leak out of here, dang. But yeah, I'll crack into that rear end in the morning. Well, now that I think about it, it'd be wise to go ahead and just remove this pan right here. Oh no, and have it drain overnight. So that in the morning it's dry enough. Good Lord. Haven't already noticed, this is a 7 1/4 rear end. So it ain't worth anything. So what I'm gonna do to it doesn't really matter. Worst thing that'll happen is that this rear end breaks. And so what? It's a 7 1/4. Just find another one. Yeah, okay, all the bolts are out of it. Gotta crack it loose. Wait, what does this say? 275. Yeah, now that's a highway gear. I'll thread in a top bolt so the whole thing doesn't come tumbling down. Oh, there it is. I was gonna say, what, no rear end grease? Let it drip like that overnight. It'll benefit me pretty good. Yep, I'll resume my progress in the morning. All right, it's a new day. Got to get this thing lifted up. Got to get some bottle jacks put underneath it to elevate that rear end. And we'll get this rear end welded together. Yep, okay, this is a pretty decent level. As you can see, there ain't no gas tank here, so ain't gonna ignite anything on fire. Ought to be pretty safe. This is ready to go. Yep, so here's the unit right here. Gotta degrease all of it with some brake cleaner. But all I'm doing is welding these 4 gears all together. Don't want to touch anything else. Just these 4. And if you, currently when you spin one tire, the other tire goes the opposite direction because it's doing its job. But by the end of it, when you push a wheel, that one will match it. And of course, you don't want to be welding when there's brake fluid inside of this, so probably let that dry for a minute or two. So I'll let this dry for a little minute or two. In the meantime, I'll find some sort of material to put in between here. So I was thinking about boxing in the inside of this with a big chunk of metal, you know. That'll work. And I was also thinking about putting in some head bolts here. One down like that and one up like that. That's an idea. I just don't really know the correct way of doing this. We got a whole bucket of head bolts here. I think I'm going to experiment with the head bolt idea. Take it to the grinding wheel and take some sharp edges off of it to make it fit better in between those gears. But yeah, the worst that'll happen is I'm out 2 head bolts. That ain't that big of a deal. Alright, so here's the plan. I got some of these head bolts, got it ground down at one side pretty good to make sure it makes pretty good contact with these gears. You got a notch around it. That little notch will hug this top tooth right there, you know, just for stability. But before I put a head bolt going down, head bolt going up, what I'll do is I'll get right up in there with the welder, right into the crevices there, and I will just weld that up as best as I can. That'll probably be the main thing that makes this thing work. Then I'll add the head bolts and just freaking go crazy. Don't want to touch the ring gear though. Keep that one out of it. Just get all up in there. So that's the plan. Quick mock-up, that's what it's gonna look like. Not pretty, that's for sure, but ought to be functional. Go ahead and speed up the process here. Oh, there wasn't a lot in there. We're gonna heat it up and get some of that residue out of it. Got the MIG welder set up to the highest voltage and the feed rate that it has for 110 volt. So we'll see what that does. Okay. Yeah, that'll work as a ground. Well, I didn't press the record button set up over here, but I got my corners globbered in place. So technically this thing should just work right now. Yeah, the drive shaft moving, whole system's moving, that tire. When I push this tire up, that one goes up too. So that's basically how it works. I just need to support it a little better, get some more weld in there. So now I'm gonna put in my head bolts. Well, okay, there's one side. Doesn't look too bad, I guess. Also, I ran out of wire. That ain't no good. Alright, got a new spool of wire in place. Time to weld up the other head bolt. Flaming hot shelag keep hitting me in the chest. Heck yeah, look at all this marvelous welding here. Yes, sir. Should I put something in the middle to tie it all together? That looked pretty nice. Turn her over, do the other side exact same way this side was done. That right there. That right there is a sure grip. Of course, I'll start off with just welding the four corners here, making sure they're all connected. And then I will put in my ground down head bolts as my filler, extra support. Probably the main support, actually. These tiny welds on the side probably don't do much. Why wouldn't you want some extra welds in there? Yep, corners are globber welded in place. Time to put these head bolts in there. Well, okay, that's all welded together. Spin this upwards, the whole thing goes up. Spin it down, goes down. Very nice. A lot of slag I have to get out of there. I don't really know how I'm gonna do that yet. Dang, there's a lot of metal in there. Got the rear pan looking nice and clean. It's ready to be slapped back on there. Well, it's getting darker out here, so gonna have to pick it up in the morning. I just need to clean it up, put my pan back on with a new gasket, and get some grease dumped in it. Yeah, okay, it's the next day. I'm gonna go ahead and blow some of these little metal chunks out of there. See if I can't get a few of them before I just start dumping grease and running it down the road. Very windy out here today. Okay, so I got my pan here nice and clean. Gonna put my tiny little 7 1/4 gasket on it. Top it all off with some high heat silicone, although it doesn't need high heat silicone. It's just something to slap on there to seal it up a little better. Yeah, there we go. Lightly siliconed, ready to be installed. I really don't know the exact torque pattern, but I'll just try something out. I'll just go with that. That ought to be good enough. Time to get the grease. Using some generic gear oil. Nothing fancy. You always remember the smell of gear oil. It's probably not going to take a lot of gear oil. It might just take 1 container. I don't know why I got 2. Good thing I got 2 because it's going to take 2. And I'm sorry about the wind. It's really bad out here today. Oh, that's it. And take off these little plugs and put them back on. You just take a 1/2 inch wrench. You just put it in there. And that tightens her up pretty good. Well, all right. This thing's ready to come off the lift. Well, it is much colder out here than it was yesterday. This thing might have a heck of a time starting up, but oh, I believe it will, of course. Should probably check the transmission fluid, although we don't have any fluid to replace it with, so that ain't no good. But I'll see if I can get her started up. Okay, that started up pretty good. Gonna let her sit here and get warm. Got my thermostat set in place, warming her up a little bit quicker that way. Hooked and booked. Yes, sir. Got a good few black marks out there. Yep, pretty successful. Although, one of these two like to make smoke more than the other. It was taking priority on me, but that one is fatter and this one is smaller. Kind of mismatched, so can't really expect much, but at least they both spin now. And I understand I had to hold the brakes. You know, I got a line lock here. I don't think this car could spin without it, but I was shooting this thing right at $5 grand. It was bouncing 5 and 6, man. I don't think that's good for a 318, now that I think of it. So I might have just broken it. And it's still running. It drove back here, so I'm gonna take that as a win. That is good enough for me. Yeah, look at those two sitting there. Ooh, it has seizure mode. Well, that was a blast. I got 2 wheels now. And that concludes the video. If you like this video and you want to see more classic Mopars, feel free to like and subscribe.